Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is AINA SYAZWANI binti Muhammad ZAHIR and my matric number is 067349. Our group will be present about the risk in cybersecurity always worker do. I will talk about definition of cybersecurity. What is cybersecurity? Cybersecurity is the practice of protecting systems, networks, and programs from digital attacks. These cyber attacks are usually aimed at accessing, changing, or destroying sensitive information, extorting money from users, or interrupting normal business processes. Cybersecurity may also be referred to as information technology security or electronic information security. The term applies in a variety of contexts, from business to mobile computing, and can be divided into a few common categories, which are network security, application security, information security, operational security, disaster recovery and business continuity, and end-user education. The purpose of cybersecurity is to reduce risk for cyber attacks and protect against the unauthorized exploitation of systems, networks, and technologies. Implementing an effective cybersecurity measure is particularly challenging today because there are more devices than people and attackers are becoming more innovative. Therefore, by implementing and maintaining this cybersecurity practice can give many benefits, including business protection against cyber attacks and data breaches, protection for data and networks, prevention of unauthorized user access, improved recovery time after a breach, protection for end users and endpoint devices, regulatory complaints, business continuity, and lastly, improved confidence in the company's reputation and trust for developers, partners, customers, stakeholders, and employees.
Hi, my name is IZLEANI binti ASMADI. My matric number is 066245. I will present about risks in cybersecurity that always workers do. First of all, carrying unnecessary sensitive information on laptop when traveling. The important thing you need to care over, do you really have any needs for the laptop while you are traveling? If not much, then I would suggest you not to carry laptop with sensitive information that you are hardly gonna use. If you're going for some business, you need to be very careful and protective of laptop. Secondly, failing to delete unnecessary but confidential information from computers. For example, personal and financial information are currency for cyber criminals online. With your stolen identity, a cyber criminal may be able to access your bank account or obtain credit cards. You need to be careful with how much personal information you reveal online. Sharing personal information means you are at a greater risk of identity theft, stalking, and harassment. Next, using personally owned mobile phone to access the organizational network. In recent years, using personal device in working environment has become commonplace, but as employees regularly switch between corporate tools and personal application on their own device, their action introduce a number of possible risks that should be managed and handled with careful consideration. Other than that, sharing password with other people, you have to know it's your password and it means you should keep from other people to access your accounts. But a lot of people share their password knowing that it's a potentially risky. Maybe you and a coworker need to access the same document. But remember, once you give your password off to someone else, you can't guarantee that they will treat your account or information the way you prefer. Any action that the person you give access will be recorded as you. So if the person decides to access inappropriate content, the system administrator will come looking for you. Going back to your account security, it could be the person you give access did not keep the details and someone else got hold of them. By sharing your password with other people, this could easily lead to multiple systems being compromised through your accounts. Next, I will give to another presenter.
Alright, hi, so my name is NURNABILAH binti Nordin and my metric number is 066012, and today I will present about the cybersecurity risk that worker might do. So for the fifth point, which is using generate USB drives that have not been properly encrypted to store confidential. Unlike emails or other online services that enterprises audit, USB devices are essentially a blind spot for businesses. Disgruntled, or we can call it as careless employees, can exploit this blind spot by transferring confidential information to USB drive when they leave, including client databases, emails, calendar appointments, and contact lists. They can then distribute this information as they please and even give it to the competitors. To prevent this from happening, organizations can apply a USB security management system to set restrictions on USB devices in their network. USB security systems help organizations avoid unnecessary data theft while also protecting against malware introduced by employees' devices. And moving on to the next point, which is accessing internet via unsecured wireless networks. A major risk of connecting to an unsecured Wi-Fi connection comes from using services that require login information. Data transmitted over unsecured Wi-Fi can be intercepted by the third parties, and these third parties can extract your login information and passwords from this intercepted data and use it to fraudulently access your devices. This can include online banking, email, and other services that can be used to facilitate identity theft. Moving on to the next point, which is the failing to notify organizations after losing USB drives that contain confidential data. Careless or uninformed staff, for example, are the second most likely cause of a serious security breach, second only to malware. In addition, in 46% of cybersecurity incidents in the last year, careless staff have contributed to the attack. And for the last point, using the same username and password for different websites. By using the same password across all online accounts, users give hackers easy access to their whole digital life. It is like leaving the keys under the doormat. And if a hacker gains access to one user account, he or she can easily take over all online accounts and impersonate them. And did you know that employees who do not follow guidelines have become the top barrier to IT security, as well as being irresponsible by hiding incidents when they happen? Employee irresponsibility can also have a hard-hitting impact on the firm's data and system integrity when it is linked to a security incident. And that's all from me, and now we move on to the next presenter.
Hi and Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad ZAMIL HAKIM bin ZULKIPLE and my metric number is 067356. So today I will talk about cyber security commandment. So my first point is avoid doing secure work on unsecure Wi-Fi network. An unsecure network most often refers to a free Wi-Fi wireless network, like at a coffee house or retail store. For example, you do your work at Starbucks, McDonald's and KFC. It means there is no special login or screening process to get on the network, which means you and anyone else can use it freely. What that means to you is that there is no guarantee of security while you use that network. So if a hacker were nearby and felt like doing dirty deeds online on that unsecure network, there is very little that can stop him. So my next point is always choose two-factor authentication. So two-step verification is a security process in which users provide two different verification factors to verify themselves. Two-step verification is implemented to better protect both the user's credentials and the resources the user can access. This also can provide a higher level of security than methods that depend on single verification in which the user provides only one password. Next is don't recycle your login credential. Password reuse is very unsafe, but unfortunately it is very common. The habit of reusing passwords for multiple websites and accounts is one that is fraught with risk. Even so, most of us have so many accounts to keep track of. It is hard to resist the urge to just reuse the same password to avoid remembering dozens of passwords for a lot of purpose. So when you recycle your passwords for all accounts, it will increase vulnerability to password breaking and will ease the risk of multiple accounts to being compromised. Last point is don't procrastinate this operating system update. Any device that connects to the internet is vulnerable to risk. The best defense is to keep all device security software, web browsers, and operating system always up to date. The more harmful malware attacks tend to take advantage of software in common applications like operating system and browser. These are big programs that require regular updates to keep safe and stable. Never procrastinate about software updates. Instead, view those updates as one of the most important steps you can take when it comes to protecting yours and the college's information.
Apart from that, another commitment is never mix work and personal logins. Never use your work email, computer, or phone to get access to personal information. By combining the two, you run the danger of compromising business security while also jeopardizing your individual privacy. Next, change password regularly. To keep your account secure, make sure you change your password on a frequent basis. Although there is no specific period for updating your password, experts recommend doing so every few months. This will keep your account safe and prevent others from guessing your password. At least every 90 days, a password should be replaced. Besides, taking advantage of cybersecurity training is another commitment should worker do. Cybersecurity training will teach employees how to recognize and respond to threats such as malware, ransomware, viruses, hacker incursion, and social engineering. Create a disaster recovery strategy. In the case of a disaster recovery entails putting in place a plan to automatically backup essential data and restore functionality. Having a proactive disaster recovery system in place helps ensure that your organization remains operational even if your systems are unavailable due to an attack, or avoid data loss if one occurs. Backup all important data regularly. Regular backups are crucial for any organization in the event of an attack or disaster. To reduce the risk of data loss, it is important to backup all critical data off-site so that it can be restored quickly and easily, as something might happen to your primary systems. Portable hard drives make excellent backups since they can be stored securely away from your office location. Lastly, stay away from random USB. Connect only trusted USB devices. Connecting random USB devices to your computer risks infecting your system with malware, because inserting a USB stick might trigger them to outrun. A little fire is all you need to obtain a virus, worm, Trojan, and other if your antivirus is ineffective. And also because such items might be concealed in X, PDF, or movie formats, and human curiosity will drive you to open them.
There are 5 facts about cybersecurity. First, SMB are almost as likely as large corporations to experience a data breach. In the past, small businesses did not have to worry as much as larger corporations. Not so anymore, according to the latest data breach investigation report. The big victims are often small businesses that lack the people and resources to mitigate the risk of a cyber attack. Next, the number of phishing attack victims increased by 34% in 2021 and remains the first type of cybercrime. There are many other startling cybersecurity industry statistics found in the latest report. Namely, email continues to be the #1 access point for cyber criminals. This stresses the importance of cybersecurity awareness training for employees. Next, 3 out of 4 organizations fell victim to a ransomware attack, up 61% from 2020. As reported, 64% of those organizations paid the ransom, but 4 in 10 never recovered their data. Ransomware takes hold of networks and restricts access to files, often demanding payment in exchange for restoring systems and threatening to destroy them if ransom is not paid. Next, the fact number 4, every hour of downtime due to a ransomware attack costs an average of $250,000. This is according to the 2021 SMB Cyber Threat Landscape Report. When a business experiences a security breach, it does not just impact its workforce. In addition to potential financial losses, there's the high likelihood that a company will also lose their reputation and trust among customers. And lastly, employees who do not follow guidelines have become the top barrier to IT security. As reported, this phenomena was only worsened by the increase in remote workers due to the pandemic. Many employees are not familiar with using VPNs, opening the door to unauthorized network access and other risks. Seeing many organizations report the continuation of remote work for at least a portion of their workforce, this type of human error incidents are expected to rise.